Did Asuka just belligerently counter you again? Does this pose keep you up at night? Do you just want to punch her in the face forever? I thought about naming the episode that, how to punch Asuka in the face for 5 hours, but instead, I named it Shoryuken.com's Electric Wind God Vids. I'm Crow Space Boy. Let's talk about counters and how to beat them. So there are 3 different loosely defined categories when it comes to counters in Tekken 7. There's attack reversals, parries, and Sabakis. If any of these attack counters are wrecking you and you want to know how to defeat them, it helps to first know how to use them. So first let's start with parries. Parries are a type of counter that does not deal any damage on its own. This includes Jin Kazama's special parry, Lee's parry, and perhaps most notably the universal low parry that every character has when they press down forward. Parries, with the exception of the universal low parry, tend to vary pretty wildly in terms of frame advantage. For example, Ling's backturn parry does not grant her enough frame advantage to actually get any guaranteed attacks, but her parry is active from frame 1. And that is very different from the next category, attack reversals. Attack reversals, unlike parries, when they successfully counter something, they automatically go into a throw animation. And the distinct disadvantage that an attack reversal has, and this includes the super annoying and famous attack reversal of Asuka, is that all of these throw animations can be quote-unquote chickened. All this is you press a specific button combination that corresponds with the limb that gets parried. I have put 2 examples right here. Despite their popularity online, and despite the seemingly ease of use that they have compared to other counters within the game, attack reversals are actually some of the weakest counters that you can use, simply because they're usually not active on frame 1, and technically they can all be baited with the chicken mechanic. And the last category is Sabaki. There's not too many Sabakis in Tekken 7. All a Sabaki is a move that automatically pushes an attack to the side during its attack startup. Examples of this are Dragunov's back 4, Miguel's Savage Stance back 2, things like that. Sabakis only work versus high or mid punches. They're very strange. You're probably not losing games all the time because of Sabakis, but it's helpful to know that they exist, and they're pretty distinct because it's really just an attack that brushes a certain type of attack off to the side during its startup. It's a very different beast from an attack reversal, which you can clearly see goes into a throw. Now, how do I stop all of this? That's probably why you clicked on this video, especially if you hate Asuka. So the real weakness of all attack reversals is that in addition to having reasonably small windows of opportunity to actually counter, you cannot counter knees, elbows, head strikes, shoulders, things like that, things that are not your fist or your feet. Those cannot be reversaled in this game, with the exception of Jin. Jin just has to be that guy that breaks the rules. And this is where you really start to get into matchup specific information, because some characters are going to be really good at stopping parry abuse, and this is also why there are some attacks that can't be low parried. For example, Fang's Snake Dash 1. It's a shoulder attack, you can't parry it. Sorry, no low parries here, you gotta block and punish. And in addition to that, there's no attack reversal that beats all heights. So for example, Asuka, you could just beat the attack reversal with a low, and that's where the universal down 4 lows, things like that, tend to be very useful. They're very fast, they're low, they are impossible to block on reaction, and they have decent range. So it's a really good check versus characters that have good attack reversals or parries. They're pretty much forced to low parry, and if they're trying to low parry, well, that sounds like information you can work with, doesn't it? So, long story short, to beat attack reversals, it really boils down to character knowledge, but if you don't know what exactly is parrying you, then knees, elbows, shoulders, things like that, those are definitely going to help you win. Lows will definitely help you beat the attack reversal, and, you know, if all else fails, you now have a working definition of different types of parries that you may encounter, and solutions that you can apply on the fly.